6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is good, everyone? It is your boy Politic Hot alongside my guys, Mr. Joey Woods, Mr. Moya Fit, Chris Wilson. We are Still Steps coming to you live on a beautiful Friday evening, courtesy of All Authentic Talk Sports Network. Gentlemen, how are we doing this Friday night?
We good. I was waiting for you to go.
It was like the battle of who's going to talk. Who's going to talk?
It was like the national anthem. Like who's gonna sit in the clubhouse first? The national anthem.
Everything's all good, man. Good.
If this was like 3 hours ago, you wouldn't have been able to say beautiful Friday night. But that weather did a 360 real quick.
Seriously,
yes,
I was talking about that at the store earlier today because I had my Scully on, and it was like one guy was like, "See, I'm not the only one. They know you got some sense. Like the weather changed from warm to cold real quick." I was like, "Hey, listen, I ain't trying to get sick. that's my thing because it's like this that weather. You know what I mean? Give you that flu bug."
Yeah, I was gonna say, at least you said bug, because that's an urban myth, right? Our parents told us growing up, put a jacket on or you'll catch a cold.
Right.
I know you don't actually catch colds from the cold weather.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's just a lie they taught us.
Right. No, that's a fact though. But yeah, but looking forward for the warm weather to return. But we are here Friday night. It's all about that turnbuckle talk. We appreciate everybody joining us this evening. Tonight, we're definitely going to be talking about WWE Backlash taking place tomorrow evening out in St. Louis. And we also got a nice discussion to have in regards to Deathmatch wrestling going on in the state of New Jersey. Our fellow host Joey Woods, got to the tip pause as far as what's going on with the legislators and regulations that's going down in the state of New Jersey. And we're gonna talk about that as far as the changes that they're trying to manipulate.
Now this is when we get into it, it's all allegedly, right? Because it says proposed. So until it's approved, you know what I mean? But people are spooked. So we'll dive into it and kind of see what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, that's because what they have listed on there it's all crazy. Like everything about that is just totally crazy.
I know we're gonna dive into it later in the show, but to me, it just screams big government trying to figure out another way to make a buck.
Oh yeah.
That's what it screams to me, but we'll get into it a little more in depth later.
I agree. No, 100% agree with you on that. But let's dive into Backlash going down on Peacock tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Eastern time, 4 Pacific time, streaming live internationally on Netflix. I'll be honest. To a certain extent, I almost forgot that this pay-per-view was even happening, even though like I literally was in tune to Raw all week, like literally everything throughout the week. And for some reason, like this pay-per-view was just like going under the radar per se.
They have not done a great job promoting it. That's why, it's happening, but they just it's almost like they vaguely mention it.
See, real quick, because this it's like I'm having deja vu right now. This is the exact same conversation we had.
Was it last year?
This exact time last year, heading into that lackluster Backlash card, and then, boom! What do you know? It was the best pay-per-view of the year.
Right. like everything turned up, like in 0 to 100 real quick. Because wait, they were in They were in France last year,
But it
right?
was in France
Yeah.
last year.
Okay.
Was it was
okay.
France last year?
Yeah, it was France last year, and then Puerto Rico 2 years
So
before
you know,
that.
maybe I'm thinking of 2 years ago.
You
2
think of
years
Puerto
ago,
Rico, but
Puerto
France was
Rico.
lit too. France was lit too.
That was that fire crowd, right? That was just
Yeah.
yeah.
Puerto Rico,
Technically,
like
they were the ones that got the whole light up. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Started.
France got the light up, but
Yeah.
the Puerto Rico was the Bad Bunny. I actually posted on my Instagram today because it reminded me when I saw Backlash. It reminded me of that, and Bad Bunny had one of the thoroughest entrances I've ever seen with the drones, and I was just like, damn, that crowd was on fire, bro.
I'm not even gonna lie. That might have been top 10 best entrance.
Real facts,
Like
facts.
I
And
think more so with the fans singing the song
yeah,
as it was coming out. The
yo,
drum
how
mentioned.
the way the beat came in, and just like everything came together. And I say all that because this was, even though France is another country, Puerto Rico is part of the United States. What's name? But like now it's gonna be in St. Louis.
Right. You know what? Let's pivot for a second. Only because based on the nature of how this conversation is starting, how we talked about the lackluster promoting going into this event, there was something that came across the internet this week, and I just clipped it up. And shout out to Wrestling News. This was actually on their Twitter page, but they had a agree or disagree discussion. Should WWE take a month off after WrestleMania? And at first, I had a little thought. I'm like, man, hell no. Like that Raw after Mania type of vibe, that energy. I think it's one of the best things around WrestleMania weekend. But then I was having second thoughts, and I'm like, well, you know what? This actually there is some benefit of them taking a month off, but I'm gonna let y'all talk first, just as far as like your overall thought of like just even the discussion and just thinking about what's been going on in WWE as a whole with all of the traveling and to reduce live events for the sake of being able to manage PLEs and more shows overseas. Like taking a month off, WWE, like, is that something that would that actually be attracting for you as a fan?
See,
Go ahead, Joe.
originally I was for it. When you first put this up there in that group chat, I was like, probably best bet, right? Like probably it would be best to do that. But thinking about it more and more, right? Like typically some of the happens at WrestleMania, right? Like the biggest like holy shit moment. Could you imagine Paul Heyman turning on Roman Reigns and then taking a month off? It
Yeah.
would just instantly pour ice water on that entire storyline. So the only way that works is if nothing wild happens at WrestleMania. If WrestleMania is legit the end and beginning of every storyline, then it works, right? Because the WrestleMania is the Super Bowl. Whatever happens there, it ends there, and then in a month when it starts back up again, everything's new. That's the only way it works, because you can't take a month off and then expect to come back in a month and fans care.
I agree. As a fan, from a media side, I actually think that could be a benefit for them. Like if a Paul Heyman turn per se, had happened, like everyone is going to be on that cliffhanger waiting for that response. Like, why did you do it? It's almost like a series finale of a television show, and then you're waiting for it to pick up again in the fall. But in this case, it would only be a month. But
But here's the difference with that, Hawk, right? If this was, let me think. If this was 6 years ago, I would agree with you, right?
yeah,
But I think taking a month off for WWE gives AEW a chance to put on like some of their biggest shit in that month and steal a lion's share of the views. I think it gives too much of a chance for your competitors to kind of pop up and grab that audience that is like begging for wrestling. Because look, right now, right, just WWE alone, if you wanted to, you could watch a show every day of the week. Monday
right.
Raw, Tuesday NXT, Wednesday, isn't it Evolve?
Evolve, I believe.
Evolve's on. I mean, Thursday you could say TNA because they have a partnership now and stuff. Friday, SmackDown. Saturday's a pay-per-view, and then Sunday they have that whole A&E stuff with the LFG and the documentaries and shit. Every day of the week you can watch a WWE program.
Right.
And fans watch it every day of the week. If you take that month off, I get what you're saying by you build the excitement, but it's not a TV show, right? Like, for example, my wife likes 911, right? It's a very niche show.
Yeah.
You're not going to tune into something else and then lose interest, right? And the other thing. But I think with AEW now around, took a month off, you could lose fans. They could switch over to AEW and be like, this isn't that bad. And then you're not always guaranteed that they're going to switch back over when it comes back.
Right. And this is only speculation. Chris, I'm gonna let you go in a couple of seconds. Like, I mean, I don't think every fan would be lost or like tuning out. I think where they could also pivot, and by way of pivoting, how they're using like a little bit of realism now in today's storylines. Maybe like if you were to take that month off, you pick it up through social media where fans are, continuously on checking out for news and information. So I think, some stories don't necessarily have to stop because it's not on television. It's almost like you almost could pick it up, like, you know what I mean, through the social media outlets, to where like it helps that build up as far as them returning within a month. But Chris, your thoughts on WWE possibly, hypothetical, taking a month off. So to those that's tuning in, they're not actually taking a month off, but just something that we saw. Shout out to Wrestling News again for this question.
Yeah, I don't think honestly, I wouldn't mind them taking off. I wouldn't take off a month. I would take off like 2 weeks. Give them 2 weeks off. We get like this. Time to build more creative like storylines off of WrestleMania to really hone in and enhance for whatever new rivalries or potential rivalries, to really let that gel into 2 weeks. Honestly, bro, 2 weeks goes by like that. So his name. So it's not like it would be missed, but not long enough to where they'd be worrying about losing viewers and fans and all that stuff. It's like happened 2 weeks with AEW, but that's not long enough to where all of a sudden everybody's like, yeah, F WWE, like AEW or another organization is my new thing. Like people will go right back to WWE. Let's be real. If you're a WWE person, it's you're pretty much a WWE lifer for real.
For life.
Yeah, even if you like other stuff, which you should, people, you don't have to only like one thing. If what's name, but like you're pretty much a WWE lifer. Like it's cool to let that stuff marinate. Like still have the Raw after Mania, still have the SmackDown after Mania to see what's the the fallout from what happened after Mania, and let people have their flowers who won big matches and stuff like that, and see who the next potential rivalries returns, all that good stuff. Then after that, you gotta let each thing end on a cliffhanger, because that's how you keep the people into it and be like, oh my god, what's going to happen? You got to end on the cliffhanger though, and it has to be like something like good, like I said, somebody turn, somebody beat somebody return, anything like this. You got to do it for both shows. That way, when they come back in 2 weeks, everybody's clamoring for them to come back. 2 weeks is a good time. Let your girls and guys rest for them 2 weeks. Let them be home with their families, eat home cooked meals, and just chill out, so they're gonna be nice and refreshed and ready to get back. Those wrestling people, they don't like taking a lot of time off, to be for real. Once they're enamored in their life, that's who they are. So they don't like taking I don't even think they would want to take a month off, to be honest. That's what I said. 2 weeks, good. It creates that prize fighter feel. You know what I mean? Like that's why we don't see big boxing UFC guys fight every month or every other month, like, because they're like prize fighters now. It's a big deal when they return. So it's like 2 weeks off. Like I said, 2 weeks. Get 2 weeks off. Everybody be happy to see everybody come back, and like I think it will be all good like this. But like 2 weeks off after Mania, because we all get that WrestleMania hangover. It's like what we see next is going to be kind of predictable, kind of meh. Even if the cards are good, Excuse me. Even if the cards are good, they're still kind of predictable. Like it's nothing that really comes out of it that's going to be life shifting as far as the storylines. Like it's going to be something to fill in the gap until the bigger storyline comes down the road for the next bigger PLE, like a Money in the Bank or SummerSlam. So we're pretty much just waiting for those two PLEs to happen, pretty much. So the Backlash, though, could be a very good event. It's going to be kind of niche because we kind of know what's going to happen. It seems like anytime a title change or something happens, it unfortunately is with the women. It's always like the tag team titles or something. It's like,
right.
I mean, so it's like I said, it's almost filler between a bigger PLE. So it's like, so give them 2 weeks off after Mania. What's wrong with that? WWE always be saying it's a brand new. When did they say it was a brand new season of Monday Night Raw? They be saying that sometimes,
right?
Like the brand new season of Raw. I'm like, when did the season stop? Like it's like if you're going to do that, then do it for real. Give like a 2-week time off, and then revamp the new season of Raw.
And typically, like after Mania, like we end up getting the draft anyway.
Yeah,
so in a way, it is a little bit of leverage as far as hosting a draft. You mean like once the 2 weeks is off, like you're now knowing that you're going into a new season. You may or may not have your new champions. Like we can still get the fallout. You know what I mean from those stories, and then go into the new season with your draft and developing the rosters for Raw, SmackDown, and even NXT all over again. But yeah, wait, I was gonna say, as far as like after Mania, correct me if I'm wrong. Was Backlash always? I don't think Backlash was always the pay-per-view. Wasn't it like Vengeance at one point? Or
it might have been. I don't know. It might have been Vengeance. I know Backlash these last couple of years has been the
that's been the staple. But
I've been after Mania pretty much now because I remember what was the year they had WrestleMania and then they had Backlash Mania, something like that. It was like what?
Right, or I thought it was like WrestleMania Vengeance or something.
WrestleMania Vengeance.
No, I mean like I just pulled up a random year. I pulled up 2005. Backlash was the first pay-per-view after Mania.
Okay, all right, I'm tripping it. Yeah, for some reason I thought.
Yeah, 06. That's the naming of it, right? It's Backlash of what happened at Mania.
Yeah. Because I remember one year it was like WrestleMania Backlash. Like
it's WrestleMania Backlash. That's what I'm saying.
They used to call it that, but they don't do it. They no longer do it that way
because it was stupid.
It seemed like it was a cheap. To me, as a fan, it seemed like a cheap way to get that WrestleMania logo out there one more time.
Right.
Make a little bit more money before you couldn't use it again. Everything gets sent overseas to underprivileged people.
Right.
Yeah.
But someone said when the Eagles beat the Chiefs this year, all the kids like over in those third world countries got 3-peat shirts. And next year they're gonna get 2-peat shirts of Eagles and be like, wait, I thought the Chiefs won.
Right. Look, we winning, damn it. Shout out to the Birds. Shout out Mitch checking in tonight. Appreciate you checking in. But yeah, I thought this was interesting. I don't mind. I don't think I'm kind of with you on that, Chris. Like a month might be a little bit too long, but at the same time, I don't necessarily wouldn't mind it because it's like, all right, you get that little break. It kind of gives you a little bit of opportunity to check out other products. You mean like from the fans' sake? Although WWE's bought their money, like they want their money. But I don't think it would hurt. It could almost be like their All-Star break, like how the NBA or the MLB has like an All-Star break, and then they have a few days off or like a week off before they go back again. So yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea. I wonder if there's even a level of consideration, but knowing how they hit these towns, Hell no.
Not with TKO taking over. They
Right. Like,
nah.
like
TKO want all that money.
right.
It's like Scrooge McDuck from DuckTales. He's
Right.
they just want to dive in the pile of cash as
Dive
much
in
as
the pile
possible.
of gold. They got all the money already. They're just like, no, we need more.
More, damn it.
More.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that.
Yeah,
But
ticket sales for Backlash, and I mean it's kind of mid.
yeah,
Like lower tier is all sold, but floor is more seats than I would expect floor to be this close to the event.
shit.
Yeah,
Because those floor seats got a comma in the price amount. Like, listen.
Let's be real. Let's be very honest. St. Louis, not a huge market for wrestling.
Don't go
Decent
Hill.
market.
Don't go Hill on here tonight. Coming
Listen,
at
I'll
St.
go
Louis.
heel because I was gonna say it. So I'll say it.
About to say, like, that's me being honest. You know, I had no problem going Hill.
The median income there is probably not incredibly high, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's like St. Louis, like, it's not one of those type of cities like they can just spend $1,000 to go watch a wrestling show. Like we can barely do it, but we can.
Guys, I think I'm about to bury St. Louis, and I apologize. Right?
Listen to y'all ravishing Rick Rude over here, just bashing the whole city of St. Louis.
No, but listen,
I apologize to Chingy. My bad.
But like St. Louis, right? Ain't like this. It's like this otherworldly city. Like I gotta go to, right? Like it ain't a Las Vegas or a Philadelphia or a Chicago. It's St. Louis, right? Like no offense to St. Louis, but it's still St. Louis, right? And coming off of WrestleMania in Vegas, a lot of people who would travel probably spent a shit ton of money at WrestleMania. And would it have been in a place like Puerto Rico or a place like that, maybe fans wouldn't have worried about shelling out cash just close to Mania. But it's St. Louis, right?
St. Louis.
Y'all know where to follow these guys. Their handles are there. Joey, I'm about to just type your ad handle into the screen. Say, no.
But you get what I'm saying. Like this close to Mania, maybe like going forward to make sure ticket sales are good, you keep it in a destination type place, right? So you entice the fans to come, right? Puerto Rico, France, stuff like that, where you're capitalizing on fans who might not have been able to come to Mania because it was in a different country with the France crowd to Puerto Rico's destination, right? So you can make a whole trip out of it. On top of that, I just think you need to be strategic here. And I get it. It's cool because they probably, when they booked St. Louis, they probably already knew that Cena was winning and that Randy was going to get a title shot here. This was probably in the pipe works for a while. Yeah, I just don't know. St. Louis, like, again, I'm not trying to shit on the city, but it's a weird choice coming out of Mania where your ticket prices were that high, right?
No, that's a good point.
Yeah, all I know, also too, like
that's why they lost their football team, right? Because who wants to go to St. Louis?
Stop it!
No, saying like
they still got football to the UFL.
And listen, the main event of this,
fuck The Rock.
I don't care who's the big name guys here. I know they're huge stars. Is Randy Orton versus John Cena?
Yeah.
These guys,
but it's in St. Louis.
I know it's 20 years we talked about these guys have been wrestling each other. We done seen this so many times, and now these guys aren't even in their primes anymore, especially John Cena.
Oh shit, he's shitting on this match now.
Like, I don't give a shit. That John Cena Cody Rhodes match was horrible. It was because John Cena could barely move. It's like this, and he's not even going to try to move on top of that because he doesn't want to get hurt because he's a big time actor now. So you're not going to get a great match. Like, are you going to spend thousands of dollars of your hard-earned money to see that as your main event?
If it wasn't in St. Louis.
No,
but in all seriousness, like, if I had the funds, and like, I'm 30, right? So this, like, when this feud was a legit feud, I was like 9, 10, 11, right? So to me, I guess it means a little differently than like maybe guys who are like 19, 20 when this feud was a big thing, right? So, because to me, like this was my childhood right here. Like I'm watching the biggest feud of my childhood, probably honestly, like right in front of my eyes.
It was
Yeah.
for that time period.
So to me, this match means a little more, but I don't even care that John Cena can't move at this point. It's like, holy shit, one last time, John Cena, Randy Orton. And like if somehow they could work out a deal and we could get Edge back for one match, John Cena Edge, like that was another big feud of my childhood. Or like Batista. And Batista and John Cena were always the which one is better, right? Who's the face of the company? Obviously Batista left and John Cena stayed and he was the face, but another feud right there. So these to me, I'd spend $1,000. Don't have the money, but I don't want to go to St. Louis anyway, so I don't give a fuck.
All I just heard from y'all just now was that John Cena and Randy Orton don't sell tickets in St. Louis. That's what I heard.
Well, they don't. I'm not trying to be mean. They don't. Like if
You
I
are
could
being mean, Mr.
But to be fair, this is Vincent Kennedy McMahon's WWE. This is sold out, right? Because tickets are more affordable. The TKO WWE makes it to where the average middle class fan, like for example, us here, can't just decide to pick up and go to a show, right? Like even a Backlash show at this point, unless you want to sit in the nosebleeds, and who's traveling halfway across the country to sit in the nosebleeds?
Right.
Unless you want to sit in the nosebleeds, you can't just decide 2 weeks before this show. Let me look at the plane tickets and see how much they cost. And oh shit, the plane ticket's cheap, but Backlash is $2,000 to sit lower level. That's not feasible, right? So that's one of the things that hurt them. Fans just can't decide day of, I'm going to the show because tickets aren't affordable.
Right. Real quick, not to go like really off topic, Joey, but yo, I ain't gonna lie, yo, fucking American Nightmare behind your left shoulder is kind of freaking me the fuck out. Right? It's like he's just like looking over. He's got all of them over there.
He's got American Nightmare, Darby Allin, Blue Meanie, and like Grimace or some shit.
Oh snap! Grimace in the mix with the WWE stuff.
Yeah,
makes sense.
That's hilarious though.
But
no, back to y'all shitting on St. Louis. It's like no.
Is Sexy Red gonna make an appearance? She's a WWE girl.
I don't know. After her last tweet this week,
what she tweet? I don't follow her at all.
She tweeted ski.
No, it was like something in reference. Then again, I don't know. Maybe this might have been the power of AI, but apparently they was it was like some reference as far as like Coke. I'm not sure if they were actually talking about the beverage that is. And like she said something real crazy.
Man, she wasn't talking about no beverage. Stop it.
Yes, she was. That refreshing drink. Those polar bear commercials are Tyson.
But she made that post with a note, mentioning a notable Hall of Famer. And that's what made it a little crazy. I'm like, wait a minute, is this real? I didn't do my homework to really try to verify if it was in fact real. If anyone that's watching right now can confirm that.
She's kind of like went quiet. Like I don't really hear nothing about her.
Did you see after can you elaborate? I didn't see that tweet, please. I'm a little in the dark, honestly.
Yeah, it was basically like a reference of like her having a conversation with Shawn Michaels, and somehow like the conversation of the stuff came up somehow.
First things first, Shawn Michaels is a saint. Don't you dare mention my guy in your tweets, Sexy Red. Second of all, okay. We all know Shawn used to dabble. It's like this, like all right, like there's nothing new. Stop bringing up the past. He don't do that stuff anymore.
You do not know that.
You don't know if he does.
Yeah, I know, but my man don't know if he's coming or going some of the time. I don't know, man.
Because he's
amount of shit he put his body through.
About to say, because he's old and all the stuff he's been through. Yeah,
there ain't no way he ain't putting something in his body at this point just to be able to walk.
He's smoking weed. What all old people do? He's smoking weed.
Oh, I'm Trying
We'll
to see
see.
if I can find it.
Speaking of tweets, did you see the back and forth between Javon Evans and Ricochet, and now WWE has to take social media class?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Wait,
That was
they got to take social media class now?
That came out today. That's going to be taught at the PC now.
Oh my
oh
god.
Lord. What they did, what they doing, they do that AEW. So I mean, they just want because you're part of a brand, and the brand can be held accountable for people's personal tweets because they wear their names
But
associated.
can they? Because they're private. What are they considered?
They're considered private contractors,
Yeah,
but their company brand is always associated with their name. Like it'll be
Yeah.
like Javon Evans / WWE.
yeah. I always
So-
thought like whatever. Like I thought like when you were that kind of person, what are they? They're not called private contractors. What's something else for like tax purposes? Well, I always thought whatever they were.
No,
Like
that's what they call it. They call private contractors.
okay, but I thought like when that was what they were called, like they don't speak for the brand, right? Like
Okay.
They're not,
I
they're
found
not
it.
supposed to, but
Yeah.
like they still associate themselves with the brand. That's what I'm saying. It's so weird. WWE, they're all wrestlers, entertainers, we'll call it. They're all private contractors,
All right. I
but yet
stand
they're
correct.
signed to contracts, which is weird.
Nah. So apparently it was from last June, and people are saying it wasn't real. But that the tweet somebody did like it looked real.
was they in the car together?
Yes, it was
Yes.
the car together. But
Oh Lord,
but then it had Sexy Red saying, I asked Shawn Michaels how he was keeping up with me, and he said, "Your Coke ain't 90s Coke, darling. Just remember that." Then he took a line, and I fell in love. Like, wait,
You know
what?
You know what's wild? Like this is so wild to say that we live in this kind of world who like we put these people in fame positions. But that's a tweet I could definitely fucking see Sexy Red tweeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Like that's
Yeah.
the wildest shit in the world. I could definitely
Yeah.
see her tweeting that. But Chris, what we were thinking of was independent contractors.
Independent. Okay,
So
private.
technically, like even though they work for the brand, they're their own entity at the end of the day, right? Like they pay their own taxes and stuff like that. So I always thought that kind of shielded them, but you know,
It doesn't because, like I said, because their names are still associated with the brand of the company.
Yeah.
So it's like it's so weird. Like as independent contractors, they said they should be able to work wherever they want to work at. But if they're signed under a contract with one of the bigger companies, they just can't go out and about as they please. That's why you see TNA guys can go wherever, ROH guys they can go whatever because they're under a contract, but not really a like you can't go here. Like they're considered independent contract. They can do whatever the hell they want.
My guy TK be picking and choosing where some people can go, depending on
Yeah.
his mood.
Yeah,
GCW.
TK be like, yeah, you can go here. Hold on, go where? No.
No.
WWE is plain and simple. Yes, you are an independent contractor. No, you can't use Twitch. If you use it, you have to give us some of your money. What?
Like, ew, I'm not doing that.
Excuse me?
like let me be. Shoot.
All right, I got you guys. I got a show this weekend. No, you don't. You work for us.
Yeah. You mean like this is like, and I get it and stuff, but you mean you want to take pictures of your body and make money on the side? No, we
Yeah.
control that. We control that.
Yeah, your
You can
body,
only
your
you can only show off your body provocatively on our TV.
TV, right? Your body belongs to us. What? Excuse me?
They're gonna be like, bring back the raw mag.
Right?
Damn it.
Who's
You know what?
who's this? This is gonna sound like such a creeper.
That's because that was the guy who ran the company.
I promise I'm not a creeper. But who's counting down the days till June 2nd?
Oh gosh. Stop it.
Was June 2nd?
You know the sad part is like there is
That's the day Cora Jade's OnlyFans opens.
Oh wow!
Trust
Jeez.
me.
So listen, that's what I was saying before on another show. I do a show on Tuesday nights where we do more like indie like deathmatch stuff. And doing the math, right? All of these people that were recently cut got 30-day cuts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All the
That-
NXT people.
That lines up perfectly with GCW's Tournament of Survival and Cage of Survival, which is two of their biggest events of the entire year. I wouldn't be shocked if some of those names showed up.
I mean, yeah, that'll be like the NXT people. Like they're only got the 30-day probational periods or whatever, not non-compete clause, I should say.
Shotzi was on Busted Open this week, and the way she was
Oh.
talking, she was sounding like she don't have the 30-day. Like she could pop up somewhere soon.
They just didn't decide to renew her contract, so she can go wherever she wants. So her contract ran out, and they decided not to renew.
Right.
So she wasn't let go. They would just decide not to renew, so she can go wherever she wants technically.
Well, oddly enough, Shotzi and Cora Jade, the first person that both of them called out was Jimmy Lloyd.
Of all people,
I believe they had. I believe Cora Jade.
Did she?
It wasn't a death match. She definitely fought Jimmy in NXT. I mean, GCW.
GCW, yeah.
So I mean, who knows? You never say never.
Yeah, Cora's gonna be fine. She's so damn young.
Jimmy fucking Lloyd.
With all due respect,
Jimmy, sit the fuck down.
Exactly. I was about to be like I like you, Jimmy, but F you, Jimmy.
He made Hakeem sit down at NXT.
Oh wow, really?
He was sitting behind Hawk, and Hawk was standing too much.
I was trying to shoot my shot.
The tire Monica made him feel a little good. So
she turned around like, "What the fuck you say, Jimmy?"
It made Jada Parker smile.
Yeet.
Yeet.
Yeet. I don't think she's talking to you. Yeet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, she definitely not.
We ain't gonna address those videos.
Mr. Yeet Man gonna come out of nowhere. Like what you say? Nothing.
Yeet.
Nothing. Like nothing.
I'll be like, I draw. How's your wife doing?
Stop it.
He gonna be like, I'm out.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be like, where you going?
He'll be like, no beef?
Right.
No beef?
No.
Jay, come back. Damn it.
Jay, his name is Hakeem. He has a good job. You're going home with him tonight.
Stop it. Yeah,
it's like that. It's like she's like, I don't want to. And it's like that Rock promo. Shut up, bitch.
Oh yeah,
bitch. Yeah, Rock always put emphasis on that bitch, right?
Mm-hmm. I actually had a random Rock question. I'll save it for later. We gotta go to it now. But,
just say it, and then we'll get into this backlash. There's only 5 matches.
Yeah, right. No, that's true. I was thinking now, as of today, will Rock ever stand in the AEW ring?
No. Unless
it's like a Shane McMahon, and it's like the name on that contract is TKO.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, it's not just the thing of him being affiliated with WWE. He sits on the board of TKO.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so he cannot be affiliated with AEW.
So
unless he get caught up in a scandal or something.
So I went to Atlantic City on Saturday this last weekend, right?
Right.
Guys, listen, I love AEW, but it's in trouble. It's in big trouble.
You think so?
Atlantic, the AC Boardwalk Hall is not an overly big venue, right? What does it hold? Let me see.
You know, I meant to ask you about that because I felt like I was like, wait a minute, that's not Convention Hall.
Boardwalk Hall holds 10,500 people.
Oh,
right.
I don't get ready to say. Can
they moved
prices,
it
right?
They moved it to the auditorium inside Boardwalk Hall. Because ticket sales were so bad, they didn't even come close to filling like 50% of the Boardwalk Hall. They had to move it into an auditorium.
That's
inside
crazy.
Boardwalk Hall. The auditorium is probably the size of an average high school gym.
I believe that. And when I was watching it, I was like, wait, why does this look weird? And I meant to ask her, I was like, wait, that wasn't Boardwalk Convention Hall.
The Boardwalk The auditorium at Boardwalk Hall holds 3,200,
Hmm.
and they barely filled that place.
Well, guess Javon Evans was on point.
You know, I felt like that was a bad spot to actually have Collision.
It wasn't a bad spot. I think it was a bad time.
Bad
right?
time, yeah.
Like,
Because they just had Dynasty here. So like 9 times out of 10, like most of the fans that travel like within the tri-state area for
Yeah.
Dynasty, it's probably not going to Dynasty.
well, obviously they were
I mean,
doing
not
it
Dynasty,
because
the,
they were
Collision.
piggybacking off of ROH, and then ROH got pulled, and that kind of put a
right.
wrinkle on everything. But I'm talking about timing because, like, the end of April, first week of May, no one's down the shore yet. You know,
No.
like,
Yeah.
Right,
and
right.
here's another thing, right? You're at Atlantic City, the biggest gambling place on the East Coast during the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
Like, that's just horrible planning, right? Like, it's just horrible planning. All these people at these casinos doing watch parties for the Derby, they're not give a fuck about AEW, you know? Like, AEW started right as the Kentucky Derby was kicking off. Like, you just got to be smarter sometimes, and I think maybe you should have came back during the summer or something.
Yeah, and you know that actually crossed my mind last night from watching Collision. I'm like, all right, y'all might be pushing it as far as attempting to sell back-to-back nights for
Why was it
for
last
certain
night?
events. Oh, because of the playoffs.
Playoffs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the playoffs is going to be on tomorrow night too. But like they were in Detroit, hot crowd Wednesday, but Thursday night's Collision, it definitely was half of what they had on Dynamite. To be honest, I don't think they even sold the top level for last night's Collision.
Was that at Little Caesars?
No, it was like at an auditorium. You just mentioned
It was at Lincoln Highs
yeah.
Gymnasium. But
No, but don't get me wrong, like it was a decent, decent show. It's just I think they push it to where like, all right, like okay, you're running Dynamite Wednesday, and then you're coming back on a Thursday or even a Saturday, like to the same venue. It's like, yeah, you're kind of pushing it, there with that, like, but yeah, I don't know if they're actually like in like trouble yet.
I don't think they are, because I think on Wednesday they got their highest ratings in a while. It was like 1.3.
Yeah. Like people are watching, right? Like people are watching.
Sure.
Chris, like, yeah, not me though.
Chris is like, even this conversation about AEW is putting me to sleep.
Yeah, like, yeah.
I like the AEW product. I think
I'm
they got
a real Cowboys fan up there, man.
Yeah.
Sure. Listen, I told you I enjoy the wrestling of AEW.
It just hit me. Hey, is Christian coming back?
Yeah. AEW, yo, you stupid shit. No, I watch the product. I enjoy the wrestling.
What do you think about Backlash tomorrow night?
Oh my god, I enjoy the wrestling of
Matt
AEW.
do.
I don't like the storylines. Be had me like,
but the storylines have gotten better.
It got better, but for the last year, I admit that it's gotten better.
I will say, not just the storylines. I think the characters are now delivering.
How about them Cowboys?
More than what they had in the past. Like
do the do.
All right, let's go to. Let's really talk about Backlash.
How about Backlash?
Hey, what do you guys think about Backlash?
What do you guys think about?
Is Brock Lesnar coming back?
I did hear Goldberg was coming back.
Oh man, spare
me.
me.
Wait, I heard a rumor. I don't know if this is true. Is Scott Steiner in Pat McAfee's corner?
I didn't see that.
I didn't read that.
I didn't think so.
Nah, I would have heard something on that.
I say, why would you even be there? That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. Someone sent me some bullshit.
Like, no, this is AI. Like, it's all AI. That's the new thing now. It's all AI. Seriously. But hey,
All right.
is Goldust returning?
He said no.
Yeah, no, this is fake, right? April 30th, Pat McAfee accepts offer from WWE Hall of Famer Scott Steiner to be in his corner against Gunther. Steiner also set to appear at Pat McAfee's show and will be helping him train for the match.
To do what? To train
I'm
him.
about to say I don't even recall any of that happening. Like I breezed through his show from time to time during the week, but I don't remember seeing any of that action.
I don't know if I think he just Scott Steiner maybe just tweeted it.
Yeah.
And then like fans ran with it, but he did tweet. He put the genetic freak plus Pat equals disaster for Gunther.
You know, he really been on a nice little tweeting streak this week. Scott Steiner, that is. Like
Big Papa Pump.
he even was talking about the whole 100 people versus the gorilla situation. Like talking about like how he put the Steiner math into it, and then with him being the last one to actually defeat the gorilla.
Well,
like,
Hulk Hogan said it would be easy if he was leading the pack.
Oh gosh.
God.
Yeah.
Honestly, yes, Hawk. Please lead the pack on this one.
Try it tomorrow, Hawk. You old motherfucker.
Please lead the pack on this one, Hawk. I agree with you. Go ahead. Just do it. Just do it.
Racist fuck.
Lead the pack with his patchy dyed beard.
Like what the freak, dude? Let it go, brother.
How about that cringy ass video they put out for their freestyle wrestling?
I ain't give it 2 seconds.
It's a cool concept because there's definitely a niche audience that they're gonna reach big time there.
Right.
But it was so fucking cheesy, man. It was so bad.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Hey, is that returning on Backlash? It's like
yo, isn't what's Chad Gable's alter ego?
George Pickens. George Pickens.
Wait, you talking about El Grande Americano?
Yeah, he's the speed champion now.
Wait, when did he win? Was it today?
He won the other day. He's the speed champion now.
Oh gosh.
Oh, they're already burying him.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Why? Why is he the speed champion? I didn't know the girl Soruka was the speed champion for the women's. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, she just won it.
I was like, why? Like, why? She's the freaking North American champion in NXT. Like, let her just rock with that.
She's double champ. Champion. It's like, no.
Okay.
All right.
Speaking of championships, do you know we have 5?
How's that Jacob Fatu? That's a good guy. A really good guy. Let me stop. Oh yeah,
to me, this match right here, like there's been an okay build, but just it's like, okay, let's take all the guys that feuded at WrestleMania and just throw them in a match together and see what's.
That's exactly what this is.
That's
what I said. It's a throwaway. That's because they can't put singles matches or tag team matches because nobody really cares. So let's just do a fatal 4-way and all this stuff. So that's what this is.
I will say, go ahead. Oh, my fault, Joey.
So I think what's going to happen here is I think somehow like McIntyre is going to be like there at the end to win, and then Fatu is going to throw him out and steal the pin, setting up a McIntyre and Fatu.
I was actually going to say that. Well, I'll let you have the floor. I literally was just about to
piggyback off of what you said there.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree because they had me a little nervous tonight on SmackDown where, Priest and LA Knight pretty much was going at it, and then Uso took him out, and I was like, wait, are they really possibly going to let Jacob Fatu lose his title? But then out of nowhere, McIntyre Claymore Fatu, so where he got the last laugh of the whole event. So I'm like, all right.
Okay. You're one of those guys that believe whoever has the upper hand at the end of the go home show is losing?
It
Well,
depends.
Well,
Depends on.
that's 70% of the time proven to be right. To be
Yeah.
honest.
My Steiner math is correct. It normally runs that way.
70% of the time that's proven to be right. The WWE is very predictable in that. They got this formula that they do. Is like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's
Yeah.
like if you're from the hometown that they're in, you're definitely losing that night. It's like this. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. St. Louis, Randy Orton's hometown. Yeah, he's losing. Like, I don't even care as the Cena and
Who got the upper
Championship.
hand the last time they faced off?
What's that?
I think it was Cena, right? Wasn't it Cena?
Oh, well, then Randy's winning.
I don't know. I doubt it.
That's
'Cause
not saw each other. They ran anywhere RKO.
Yeah, that was at the Raw. But as far as like the actual match, because the very last match between the two was the I Quit, right?
Yeah, Cena won that one.
Yeah, Cena won. Yeah, we'll get there. Hold on.
What are you about to say? Was that the last match between those two? What the hell, Joey?
What is going on here? Just out of nowhere, he just came back as a luchador.
All right, so let's do predictions because I got to roll out.
I got Jacob Fatu in this match.
Nacho Libre.
I got Jacob Fatu as well.
Yeah, I think it's too soon, right? It's
Yada
just
yada yada. I mean,
way too soon to lose
All
the belt.
gas, no breaks.
1, 2.
See, I don't know what this match, honestly. Like, realistically, you should be coming here saying Gunther by just an absolute mollywhopping.
Yo, this match, Pat McAfee's probably gonna get like a minute of offense in, and the rest of it should be Gunther beating the brakes off him.
But I think something happens here. I think there's a big moment here that has to happen because it's the only way it makes sense, right? Like,
That's what I said. It's gonna be a minute.
Now, do you think there's a moment of where like a superstar may interfere, or
like you're gonna hear knocking on the door,
hmm?
and then it's
If
gonna.
it does, I think that happens after the match.
The smoke comes out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that happens after the match though.
Well, the reason I say during the match because it only makes sense, right? Like McAfee is a big fan favorite. If he gets smashed here, you got him like right off TV for a little while, and knowing what's coming in 4 months, with college football coming back, you're going to lose him in 4 months. I don't think that maybe you can afford to have him written off TV for a month and then lose him in 3 months anyway. I just think you're gonna.
But WWE's weird. They'll write him off TV for like a week and then have him come back the following week. Like,
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So like, he can just beat the shit out of him, choke him out. And as he's choking, then like you said, knock at the door, the music hits. So yeah, but like I said, Gunther, it's just wherever how it happens, Gunther should decisively win this match.
Yeah, I'm going with Gunther as well. I think McAfee will have his moment where he's on the offense, but then eventually I think he'll get choked out and he'll be laid out in the ring.
Chop the shit out of him, Gunther.
Yeah.
I'm going to be different here and say that Goldberg helps McAfee win.
Really?
Okay.
To set up for SummerSlam.
I don't know. Damn, man, that means we gotta put up with Goldberg for another 3 months?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Get him out of here.
I don't know if I want to do that.
Yo, Becky got cooked on Monday.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I like Lyra.
Yeah, but I'm still not big. I'm still not big on her yet. I'm really not. I'm sorry, I'm not. But this was like the best showing for her I've seen as far as microphone promo, and like stand up for herself. I enjoyed it. I did.
I think Becky is committed. Coming from the same area and stuff like that. I think Becky's really committed to getting Lyra over.
Yeah, she definitely is.
A win here at Backlash goes a long way for that.
Yeah, she definitely is. So,
so we do it. What we got? Who we got?
Lyra.
You got Lyra. I ain't gonna lie, I'm 50-50 on this one. Because I see them putting the belt on Becky because there should be like the undisputed Grand Slam champion for the women's division. Like she didn't have it besides the United States belt. I know that too, but like she basically had every single belt.
If I could be honest, I'm not feeling this Becky return.
I was like, it's not as eventful as people thought it was going to be.
Not just that, I also feel like she kind of handicapped the whole. Oh yeah, it was me that beat up Bailey. Like, really? Like, we just had that moment with Naomi beat. You know what I mean? The one attacking Jade. Like, now all of a sudden you're the one that attacked Bailey. Like,
That's kind of
it felt weak. Like, it felt weak.
It was weak, but honestly, people probably quickly put 2 and 2 together once she attacked Lara. It was like, okay, yeah, she had definitely attacked Becky. So it's kind of like you didn't have to prolong that. You kind of saw that.
But that's violation on writing, WWE writing. Like, you just had a mega storyline that ended up resulting into a WrestleMania match between both Naomi and Jade. But then now you get a returning Becky, who happened to have already been a tag team champion and is now already vying for the Intercontinental Championship in a matter of what, 3 weeks?
3 weeks. Big time Bex, baby.
I'm not feeling that, and I feel like, you know, there's probably women, I mean, that's in the locker room that's probably not feeling that either. Like, as far as the whole situation, because like you came out of nowhere, you know, like
the whole situation's bullshit, right? Like Mania, like I know, like they get like special like bonuses for being able to make it to a Mania card and stuff like that. And like, you know, Mania is like Super Bowl for some of these wrestlers. So to have Bailey be confirmed for a match and stuff, just to kind of be told a day or so before, hey, you're out and getting replaced, to me is bullshit, right? It's just bullshit.
They always do it to Belly. You know, they always do that to Belly. Belly is probably one of the most disrespected, like most like
CEO.
Yeah, accomplished.
Go your friend.
Yeah, like just go over there with your girl. She misses you. She loves you. You want to be with her. Belly's done every single thing she can in WWE, and she's not being used to her abilities. Like her Mercedes are amazing together. Just let her out her contract and let her walk, because y'all don't want to use her no more. Y'all want to use these fresh crop of girls. From what we understand, WWE's let people go because of age. You know, they feel like, even though it's a double standard with women, it really is. For women's in her mid-30s, all of a sudden she's considered age shit.
Wait, so, go ahead, my fault.
Yeah, so like if you feel all that shit, just let Belly go. Let her do her thing. She knows her worth. She knows her value. Like just let her go, chill, hang out.
Did y'all see Jonathan Coachman yesterday talking about Bailey?
No.
Did you see it, Joey?
No, what happened?
Basically, he was calling her boring. It was like she was boring and like really don't have no, like, basically almost kind of like saying like there's no value with her. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty big of you to say, Mr. Coachman.
Because nothing screams captain of charisma more than Jonathan Coachman.
Right. Jonathan Coachman, legit. If you didn't have any type of association with The Rock, nobody would give a shit about you. Like you, like, come on, dude.
Fact, here we go. I'll play it.
If you listen to Coach's interviews, he thinks he's one of the best things that happened to wrestling in the time he was there.
Like, he said she's boring. Here we go.
Bailey is done. No. She's washed up. She's boring. She's nothing. I don't agree. She's nothing anymore.
Disagree.
What does she bring to the table? What does Bailey? If you drop
Coach
Bailey off the roster today, what would we lose?
You could say that about a lot of people.
No. I didn't ask about a lot of people. I asked about Bailey. I also agree with the Jeezer. He says she's been boring since day freaking one.
You lose a huge badonkadonk.
When I was WWE for 13 years. There would be certain people, and she'd be one of them, that you'd walk around backstage going, how in the world is she winning the Royal Rumble? Or how in the world is he doing that? To
That's
me,
just
I've
hate.
never, and I think she's a very sweet person, but there's a lot of sweet people. But I just don't think she's ever sold a ticket. Like, ever sold a ticket for any, rivalry that she's ever done. Bayley.
Wow. Never sold a ticket,
Wow.
though?
Never sold a ticket.
So the huggers ain't exist, huh?
I'm about to say. So
Listen, I can guarantee you, more people have bought tickets to see Bailey than they've ever paid to see Jonathan Coachman.
Oh, that's
That's
a fact.
that's a damn sure.
That's a major fact.
I don't think anybody's ever said to themselves, "Can't wait for the show next week so I can see the coach." Like, no, like Bailey had these little girls and women, guy in a chokehold. Like the Hug Nation was for real.
Oh yeah. Listen, of all people, especially Coachman, who had like a lackluster in-ring performance, like, dude, like, you cannot say Bailey was boring. Like, I do feel like at this point there might be limited stories that she can fill in WWE right now, but to be called boring, nah. I think there's much more she can do. I think one thing Bailey should do, and we, not to go way left. I know we're in the middle of doing the Backlash preview predictions, but it would be nice to see her go hit the commentary a little bit more. Not like Punk did commentary for a little bit. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing Bailey doing commentary. Like, if she's
good.
If she's not in the ring, like, why not have her doing commentary or doing like the backstage until that right feud comes up.
Zach, I love it, and I love the stuff she does with Michael Cole. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
That could be a great duo when Pat McAfee goes. Put Bailey in that spot
on Raw.
Yeah, that would be great. There you go. WWE, you heard it here first. Give us our check.
Cut the check. Yo, they owe us a couple of checks.
Yo, seriously.
Like, we want our money. We want our money.
Bitch better have my money.
Now that's gonna be in my head. So
last time.
the Undisputed Championship. Did I skip a match? Am I tripping?
That wasn't 5 matches. You didn't do the Intercontinental belt.
Oh, I didn't. Damn, did I forget to put it on here? That's my bad.
The Intercontinental.
Yeah. Dominic and
Yeah, we did it.
and
that was the first match.
No, we did the US. No, I didn't. That's
Dominic Penta was the first match.
I know, but we didn't talk about that.
Oh, we ain't never talk about it. Oh yeah, damn, that's my bad. Because we went right into the US. Because it was
Dominic just won at SummerSlam. I'm sorry, I mean WrestleMania. You know what? He actually might lose. I could see Finn costing him.
I can see that, but not. I can see that, but not yet.
You know what? I was prepared to go Dominic, but you might be right.
Yeah, you might.
I just think Penta is moving merch. Penta is red hot. Like,
you can't keep having them lose right now.
Here's what I see happen. Penta wins one way or another, whether that's Penta wins the belt or Finn comes out and we got a DQ. One way or another, Penta wins this match.
Yeah, that makes more sense. I could go with that.
So maybe it'll be a Penta win based on Finn attempting to help Dominic, possibly, and maybe getting caught. Or
this would be a good way to get the brothers together too here.
Yeah, I don't know. They seem like they're going in a different direction with Phoenix because he just got attacked tonight on SmackDown.
Oh, you talking about moving merch? Random. What's my man's name? The one who calls AJ at WrestleMania.
Are you talking about Cross?
Cross, 3rd highest selling T-shirt in WWE right now.
Yeah,
like wow! Shout out to him.
Hey man, he putting it in his own hands. Like, look, it's my time. Damn it. But
Logan Paul.
All right, so one last time, John Cena going up against Randy Orton.
Randy Orton.
That's it. You know what? I did do a quick backtrack. So the last PLE, the two fought was at Hell in a Cell 2014. And
Was it for the Undisputed Championship?
It was actually the heavyweight title #1 contendership.
Oh wow!
And Cena beat Orton.
Of course he did.
Cena's gonna win this.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I got Cena winning too. You know, they're gonna keep going with what they got going on with John. You know, being this anti-hero. Look forward to seeing what he gonna say tonight as far as, you know, being on SmackDown. But yeah, I got Cena winning this one. You know,
That's over at 11 tonight.
Yeah. Or, you know, Orton going to do Orton things. You know, like we typically see. I don't know where are we with Orton at this point? Like what more does he need to accomplish in WWE?
Nothing.
Where does he stand right now in terms of numbers?
Yeah.
Where does he stand?
As far as what?
Wait, what'd you say, Joey?
Does he have 14 world titles?
Yeah, 14.
Yeah, he's at 14.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah.
I could see him getting one more.
Yeah, maybe, but not tonight.
No.
Not tomorrow, I should say.
But I could see him ending with 15.
Yeah, he'll have 15 when it's all said and done.
Who is he taking it from? Is it coming back from Cody?
Maybe.
Because you know what, it's a matter of time when Cody comes back. You know what I mean? Super hot and trying to go after Cena.
Now that's gonna be a return.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's gonna be a return. I'll go crazy.
I actually think he returns at Backlash tomorrow.
You think so?
Yeah.
I will hold it. I don't know. Maybe Backlash.
Yeah, because they got listen, we talk about this whole TKO and the way they're taking over the tickets. Like they gotta sell out that MetLife Stadium ASAP.
True.
So why not get a head start, letting Cody come back at Backlash.
I think you can bring him back later, but I wouldn't be shocked if he came back here. I do think he has a match at SummerSlam. I just think maybe they wait a little bit longer. He deserved more. He deserved more time off.
Yeah, I would wait till SummerSlam. He just spent the whole year as a champion.
He ain't do shit with the belt all year. That's how you know.
About to say what?
Thanks everyone for joining us tonight.
You know I'm still a little biased.
Yeah, what?
Shout out to the OTC.
He defended his belt so much.
He did? Say no.
So much.
Talk about long, drawn out matches.
Jesus.
Principle of lay and pray.
Listen.
Headlock. Second move. Headlock.
Armbar.
Third move. Reverse headlock.
Fourth move. Armbar. That's probably one of Jericho's funniest promos when he was doing that. So, but yeah, no, definitely, should be an interesting PLE tomorrow. Based on the number of matches, it should be over by like 8:30. Although it started at 7, but you know how they gonna roll. Probably have a whole bunch of backstage vignettes.
There'll be about 30 minutes of actual wrestling.
Yeah, right. Look, they gonna bring back the old school intermission during the pay-per-view. Like, we'll be right back in 30.
Yeah,
like, I ain't see that in a long time. So
Fans, get your John Cena shirts. And
yeah, right.
Get your face John Cena shirts for a guy who said he doesn't care about you.
And if you're not at the arena, we got it at WWE Shop Zone. So,
Yo, you know what cracked me up about John Cena real quick, and I gotta go, is that when the crowd was yelling out, we are sorry.
yeah.
He's like, if you can't hear them at home, they're saying we aren't sorry. I was like, that's not what they're saying. It's like we can clearly hear it, John.
Like you literally just lied in our face.
They say, John, we hear them. Like, John, this is like, what you talking about?
That's hilarious. Mr.
That's
Moyo
it.
Fit. you handle your biz.
All right, guys.
Till next week.
So next weekend,
Get you back
to
full
normal.
time. Yes.
Back to normal, baby.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So,
man.
all right, man. Enjoy the
boys.
rest of your night.
Take care.
Indeed. Mr. Moyo Fit departing us this evening. We had something else on the table, but due to legal technicalities, we've been told not to talk about it.
Yeah. Just because it's proposed right now, it's not officially out there yet, and it might not be in the know of everyone, and we don't want to kind of put more light on something that maybe isn't totally out there yet, and we don't want to be the ones that kind of bust the doors wide open.
Yeah.
So just for the sake of saving face, we're not going to be the one that talk about it first.
Not to mention, don't have us go on viral and be like, oh man, this ain't real.
Yeah.
This ain't right.
Yeah.
Like, look, I'm like, no, we don't spread that type of information, and we don't want to provide misinformation. So for what we're talking about, if anyone's curious to know, look at the subject title of this show.
Well, how about this? I'll talk about
research.
what we know happened the past couple of weeks. I won't get into the laws. So
Okay.
So originally, Wicked 13 X Brand Wrestling. I help book and help Justin at X Brand Wrestling. Originally, Wicked 13 was supposed to be at a location in New Jersey called The Shelter. Now, for people who aren't familiar with this, The Shelter is pretty much a backyard that's been transformed into almost a wrestling arena. It had a backstage area for the wrestlers. It had an entrance. It had a big ring. It had a concession stand. It was pretty much transformed into a wrestling arena in someone's backyard. Some way or another, don't know how, the state of New Jersey discovered The Shelter and gave the homeowner paperwork pretty much telling them they had to stop running because The Shelter is not zoned to sell tickets for live events and to put on live events in the backyard. So speculation arose then. This was before anything else happened. Speculation arose as to how the hell the state even discovers The Shelter, a little nothing arena in a huge state.
Right.
And, you got fans saying other promoters are kind of throwing shade on it. Family members of the person who owns the house maybe throwing shade, or even neighbors, because wild shit happened at that place. Maybe the neighbors just didn't like it, right? So no one will know there, and that was kind of the end of it. Then this past Saturday in Atlantic City, CZW was supposed to put on a show live on the beach. You had like Nick Gage, RSP, Jimmy Controversy, some nice names in the wrestling world on this card. I get there, and they're tearing down the ring. And the show's going to start at 1. This is now like 1:02, and the ring is being torn down.
Really? Wait,
So
we didn't even talk about this.
So supposedly what happened is CZW set up a ring in a fire exit on the beach. So the beach in Atlantic City, every so many blocks, there's entrances to the beach for foot traffic, and then there's one entrance for trucks, emergency vehicles, and stuff like that.
Right.
They set up the ring there, and there was a Atlantic City cop shot down that boardwalk because some sketchy shit that happens on that boardwalk, right? So the cop was driving by, saw the ring was on the fire exit, and shut down the show.
Wow.
CCW did have permits. They did get it okay by the state of New Jersey. Now, what we don't know, what everyone else doesn't know, is the CCW released the permit so everyone could see, so that they knew they weren't bullshitting. But the permit says on the beach near that pier. We don't know if that was okay to be on the fire exit, or if they were supposed to actually be on the beach. So people are insinuating that maybe someone called the cops on CCW, because DJ and CCW does not have the greatest liking in this area, right? People kind of don't like him for all the shit that happened in the past.
Right.
So someone said they called the cops on that. So that was kind of strike number 2 in the state of New Jersey, and kind of raising the antennas. Then the shelter closes, so obviously me and Justin are looking for new venues. We find a place and we lock it in. We locked in this venue for Wicked 13. And then word starts spreading that a wrestling company called IWA Vintage Pro, which was supposed to have a show next weekend at the Super Crazy Arena in New Jersey, got word from the state, that they can't run Extreme Wrestling there. Now, this is all hearsay. I don't know for sure. This is factual. This is all what's being fed to everyone else. So the owner of Super Crazy got paperwork sent to them that Extreme Wrestling cannot happen at that location. So today, IWA Vintage Pro can't next weekend because the state was investigating the show. Again, don't know if this is true. Don't know if this is factual. This is just information that we're being told. So everyone within the wrestling community is now wondering what the fuck is going on with the match in New Jersey. So upon some research, there were some provisions proposed December of 2024 with Deathmatch Wrestling that would make it very hard for companies to run Deathmatch in New Jersey now. Talking about every wrestler needs blood work. Every wrestler needs to report with the state, stuff like that, like crazy shit that would make it almost impossible to run Deathmatch in Jersey. So, again, it was proposed. I don't know if it was ever approved, but that was December of 2024. So, a lot of companies are getting spooked right now, right? Like, it costs a lot of money to run a Deathmatch show.
Yeah.
And no one for sure knows what's going on. So, for example, right now, X Brand's in the predicament where it's like, do we go as business as planned and run the show? But then you run the risk of putting up all this money and cops shutting it down midway through the show.
Right.
And you lose all of that, right? So it's like, what do you do here? So right now, it's for the deathmatch scene in New Jersey, it's kind of a wait and see because no one knows what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, it's good. Great breakdown as far as everything. Damn, I didn't know that happened with you know what I mean, at the CCW event on Saturday. Like that's crazy. But I don't know. To me, listening and just hearing everything that's going on, man, like it sounds like somebody talking behind the scenes.
Yeah, there's too much coincidence there, right? Like all this happened in this short period of time in such a small kind of little area, right? Shelter, Atlantic City, IWA are all kind of in like a little bubble, in like a 50-mile, 40-mile radius. So someone has to be talking something, right?
Yeah. I think, you know what I mean, as promoters, just watch what the respective companies are doing and pinpoint the ones who's actually getting away with the shit that's possibly being, on the verge of being regulated. Then it's like, okay, you might be the one that's talking.
Yeah, well, there's
there's
actually an Instagram page where it's like they name suspects of who did it and who done it and stuff like that. So
oh snap, they already got the investigation going on.
Yeah,
like yo, that's insane. And I'm not going to dive into it because I read it. I read everything. I'm not gonna say I read all of them, but the ones that stood out, that was like, wait a minute, this could be problematic for independent promotions
Yeah.
trying to run in Jersey. So, again, I'll let those as tuned in do your homework as far as finding this information. Uh, don't want to be the first because don't want to, be the blame. Say, oh man, y'all don't want to put it on the show. That. Like, hey, listen, you know, don't want that heat. But yeah, from what I saw, I'm like, nah, this some stuff. I'm like, nah, this can't be this can't be. I'm not gonna say it can't be real, but I just can't see them actually trying to, put the clamps on this, and especially in the wrestling scene, because it's like some of the stuff that's on there is like it's typical in the wrestling environment.
Yeah.
So it's like, nah,
To me, it just
you can't regulate this.
if this is legit, to me, it's just like another way for the government to kind of control a sector that they didn't have control over in the past, right?
Oh
It's
yeah,
another way for the government to kind of put a stranglehold on the little guy.
I mean, we kind of talked about this in the past, especially when we had Angel on, as far as like promotions that's just like popping up.
Oh, here's another thing. Here's
Like-
another thing
like,
that kind of adds to the like, oh, someone's talking, right? Because who we talked about before on this show with Angel and stuff, he had a little he talked about something where there was a venue in Philly that people were running, and today it got shut down.
wow. Wait, today?
Today
Or-
they announced that the venue was shut down.
Oh wow.
And there was a couple shows. I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus, but there was a couple shows there that ran in Philly, and kind of under the radar, and miraculously it got shut down while all this other shit was going on.
Nah,
So now you got two separate states.
Yeah, so someone who's promoting or attempting to get their own promotion, running. Somebody talking. That's what that is. Somebody's definitely talking. We got an independent wrestling rat out here somewhere. Like that's just what it is. Like somebody's talking, because that's not a coincidence. And
No.
in two different states, like nah. Someone is definitely talking. I don't know who. I don't got my Inspector Gadget glasses jacket on. Like we have to do some research on this, figure out who's the problem. But nah, look, somebody watch us now. Like Still Steps, watch them and
Yeah.
see if they figure out who the problem is. Like, but no, that's crazy, man. And it's much wrestling that's being ran out of shit, both here in Pennsylvania and Jersey. Like, there's no way they can.
So the Instagram New Jersey Deathmatch Who Done It 2025.
Hmm.
And there's some pretty crazy stuff. Like they have a suspect list. So here's the suspects they have on this list.
Is Jimmy Lloyd on there? It's like, no.
Atticus Reigns, Chondo,
What?
Danny DeMonto, Chad Mims,
Oh
Rob
my God.
Fury, Jimmy Controversy, Dilf,
Dill.
Brett Lauderdale and his cronies, DJ Hyde, Geisenberg, Michael Sereno, or Grimm are some of the names that people are suggesting. And then it says, we take anonymous tips and suggestions. DM us. We don't bite. We want to find the culprit. Just like you do things.
Well, you can cross Brett out because Brett runs in Jersey faithfully. Unless Brett is trying to sell out on the low and turn into a ID territory for WWE to get away from the deathmatch scene. But I don't see Brett doing that. So
No.
I can't, you know what I mean? So I would have Brett off. I would say DJ is off because his bread and butter is also Jersey. But I mean, at the same time, he also has Delaware territory too. So he does have a backup if something were to happen. But I don't see him being a person. I don't
Why would he, right? Like nothing for
Right.
nothing, but CZW is not what it once was.
no.
Like I don't think he would go out of his way, take time out of his day to get them shut down.
Right.
And
I
every
don't
other deathmatch company, right, within New Jersey, right? Like
right.
he's the big guy on campus. Why does he care about what the little guys are doing?
Right. That would be stupid for if it was involving Danny. I think Danny's out. Like
Well, here's the thing. So Danny would be a great culprit if he didn't just announce his show in New Jersey for July.
right.
Like he'd be
Exactly.
screwing himself, right? So that
Right.
makes no sense to put him on the list.
Yeah. I don't know. You know, I want
And like Chad, for example, right? Chad is the guy who I don't know if you know, but he's the one that has the rings that a lot of the companies in Jersey rent, right?
Oh yeah.
Why the hell would he cop call on wrestling promotions in New Jersey? He's biting his own hand by cutting the promotions in half to companies that can he rent to. You know, like
Right.
that's asinine.
You know, I got a name. I'm about to just throw it on there just for shits and giggles.
All right, let's do that off. Let's do that off air so we don't know.
Yeah.
So I got a couple names too, and the one's gonna shock you.
Oh wow. All right, look, I'm to save face. My suspicion is my guy with the Carl Winslow story.
Chondo? No, he was on. He's on Wicked 13. He was on the show on May 3rd.
Right.
There was a show called MMW that was supposed to run at the shelter, who got shut down. Also, he was on that show. He was on the IWA show coming up. So you're talking about 3 bookings right there that he could set to lose and not make money on. So it doesn't make sense that it would be him.
Yeah. It was just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, I'll tell you mine.
It was you.
I'll tell you mine off air.
I got you. Yeah, but no, that's wild though, man. Like if it is, you know what I mean, a lot of truth to it, I definitely could see it being a thing where it's like, wait, this been going on in the state for how many years? And we ain't been collecting on this? No.
Yeah.
Run me my ends. Run me my ends, god damn it. Like
And from what I heard too, right? Like now that they're kind of trying to make this almost legalized, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that some states do that Jersey might look into doing is reporting, right? So say you're $35 tickets and you sell 100 tickets, you need to report that to the state and then pay taxes on that.
That's probably a part of the issue too. Like, wait, these books ain't looking right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, something ain't right with this. Something's definitely not right. I'll say this, somebody definitely is a rat.
Yeah.
For sure. Somebody is definitely a rat.
Yeah, Jersey has bigger shit to worry about than fucking deathmatch wrestling, right?
But see, that's the thing. Like, they may not have much to worry about. They already legalized weed. So like they're getting paid off of that.
Gaming.
So you already got legalized gaming. So with that, okay, what's the next best thing? Oh, pro wrestling is heavy in Jersey. How many events been going on here? Wait, what? And how much are we getting off of this?
Yeah.
This put me in the mind of American Gangster Frank Lucas when he got caught up with the feds.
Yeah.
And they caught up with him and was like, yeah, we need for you to tax us. So, but yeah, let me stop talking about this. I don't want them taxing us here on Still Steps. Like, yeah, wait, what you say? No. They're like, brought to you tonight by the state of Pennsylvania. It's like, no. But yeah, no. So, We are. Damn. We already at the 1 hour 29 minute mark.
Yeah, I
About to
think
be
we
1:30.
covered everything.
Shit. This
Maybe we'll
show.
be able to jump off real fast and go be able to watch the end of the scene real fast.
Yeah, this actually this Andrade El Fantasmo match going on right now seems to be been pretty good. Damn, I just can't believe this show went by so fast tonight. Like this was literally like a quick show. You know, we talked
Yeah.
about a lot, but definitely was a quick show. So all right, but yeah, but no, we got Backlash going on tomorrow. I doubt we probably won't be doing post show tomorrow, will we? What are your thoughts?
Probably not. I don't even know if I'll be
Available.
I gotta work a concert tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Got you. So all right. Well, yeah. So I mean, unless something spectacular happened on Backlash, that would be the toss up if we were even on or not. So, but if not, definitely catch us here every Friday nights. To be determined as far as time wise, because now that Moyo Fit will be available, so we might be going back to our 10 o'clock hour. Although I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little selfish with this 9 o'clock. This 9 o'clock is pretty nice, kind of still free up the Friday evening to a certain extent. But you know, we keep everybody posted though. We might, you know what I mean, look, we'll probably be going back to the 10 o'clock. So, you know, stay tuned for more details development. Again, Backlash tomorrow. We'll, you know what I mean, talk about it coming up next Friday, as well as everything that's going on Raw, SmackDown, AEW, TNA. We got some New Japan coming up really soon too. And also, you know, we got, you know, start looking into the NWA show that's going on next Saturday. You know, what I mean, that we'll be attending. So but yeah, man. So a lot of that pro wrestling turnbuckle talk. And I'll be honest too, and not gonna, you know, hijack too much more time, but I want to do a town hall on Twitter one day. I'm just trying to figure out the exact day and who should we have as a panel for this town hall, because we need to talk from a fan perspective. Because I'll be honest, the internet wrestling community is with, you know, the ability to talk, it's turning into shit. But we need to talk about that a little bit more in the future. So all right, folks, this was Still Steps, powered by All Authentic Talk Sports Network. Mr. Joey Woods, Mr. Moyo Fit Chris Wilson. I am Politic and Hot, and we'll talk to y'all next week.